for other men to make money, and it's just the same pimp. Right. It's just the same thing. Now remember, when you go see Wakanda Forever, remember that. When you go out and see Wakanda Forever with the new Black Panther woman and the women's empowerment, remember that you're in a relationship where your man wants you to go spread your ass online on OnlyFans after the Me Too movement. And that's your achievement for the Me Too movement. I want to say something else. What do you say about the FBI thing, sis?
Commander Jenny YAHANNA is in the house right now. It's going down. You understand? The weekend started. Yeah. That's it. It's your Tazaryach. That's it. You got it. This is the Black Watch takeover. It goes down. Yes, sir.
You live right now?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Oh, cut it with cut. You want me to slide this way? You want me to slide this way? Here. Come on, sir. If you could. You want the cushion?
No, I'm good.
Okay, cut it with cut.
I like this idea of stacking these. It's a good idea.
Yes, sir.
Oh, there you go.
There we go.
And so y'all don't forget, it's the same old pimping, man. Back in the day, pimping, that pimp, them women, all them women he had, they was his women. They was his women that he would let other men have sex with, and they would come home after having all the residue of all the men. They'd come home back to their husband. That was just that's your pimping. You know what I'm saying? The same thing's going on now.
So just so you know, Commander Jenny, you know what I'm saying? We touched on a ton of topics. We had spoke on Kanye, how it's a vivid, you know what I'm saying, mark of the beast with how they're cutting them out of commerce. And then just now what we were speaking of is how they can turn around and only when it's beneficial will they charge us. But if they can find one of us and make sport of him, like Mike Tyson, they'll use it to their advantage to continue to destroy our reputations and push filth onto us to a point where OnlyFans is now a publicly traded company. So that's where we at right now with it, sir.
Yeah, I mean,
please.
You know, man, the scripture say no man goeth to war save he count the cost. Right. If you're going to go to war, count the cost. When I joined up in the I.S.U.P.K. and they said you getting ready to go downtown and tell the white man he's the devil, I knew right then and there it could be a rap. Yeah, man. It could be all over. You know what I mean? And so when you going into it, if you're going to do it, do it. You know what I mean? And me personally, I don't see where he really taking no loss. He might not be able to make another 10 billion. You understand? But it ain't but so much of his actual money and real estate they could take. Like they talking about money that he ain't even made yet. If you talking about Adidas money, you know what I'm saying, because certain contracts worth billions and all, man, this whole damn kingdom about to fall. You got $1 billion or 2 billion or 3 billion. What's the difference between 3 billion and 10 billion? You still a Negro. It ain't no difference. Kim Kardashian still gonna whore out your 4 babies. 10 million ain't gonna make sure your babies ain't whored out. So I can't blame the young man. I can't blame him for saying, you know what? I got nothing to lose. You know what I'm saying? Listen, he really got it easy. Cause I wish, Chaataza, I wish I was warring with 4 billion. If I had 4 billion while I be warring, oh my God. You know what I'm saying? Oh man, I'd be coming in on something out of the sky. Y'all be like, the nigga an alien. No, the nigga got 4 billion. That's all. That's how you see me. So really, it don't even matter. And at the end of the day, all of the money is going into hell because the Lord gonna end the kingdom anyway. So if you got it like that, just imagine what you could do. The scriptures say this. The scriptures say alms cover a multitude of sins. Ain't nobody in here ain't got no sins, but you got enough cash to fix your problems, repent for your sins, and fix everybody else's problems and repent for their sins. Them so-called Jews who've been leeching off of you for decades, they all eating good. They kids all going to school. They all getting re-educated. All they little white friends getting off of drugs. All of that. Right or wrong. So now the young man decided, you know what? The hell with them bastards. I'm going to take a loss, and I'm going to put this now. If he follow through. If he don't follow through, he ain't strong enough. Hey, he did what he could do. We know we go all out. We know we give our life and soul for the work of the Lord. Hopefully he got the heart. If he do, he do. If he don't, that's on him too. But the scriptures say count the cost. And that's all he got to do. Man, he can't go broke. He cannot go broke, man. $1 billion. You know how many mansions he probably own? How many companies he own? You know how much influence he have to start more companies? Yeah, and let me tell you something, Mark. It's such a mindset to think that you can never break from this slave master. When every man that ever went to serve God had to break away from the heathen. Every single man. If he went to serve the Lord, he's starting with your father Abraham. Right. What's the first thing the Lord said? Get the hell away from your people. Get away from them Chaldeans, them witches and all that. Bounce. You are out. Isaiah, all of them, Isaac and them all had to work in that wilderness. Had to work against them heathens. Jacob, remember his sons, they had to fight against them heathens. Everybody did. If you're going to come to the work of the Lord, you definitely going to have to face the fact that you're going to have to break from them heathen. And if you ain't got the mindset, it's time to go pray. It's time to go get up in that closet. Can you be a man by yourself? That's why big shout out to General Q again. I got to tell y'all about this one more time. Y'all get tired of me talking, but I got to say this. General Q, man, took me out in the woods during the Feast of Tabernacle. I mean, in the woods. We out there in the cabin. Now, I'm from the Bronx. I'm sitting at the damn table box. Some bug landed on the table and stood up. I said, what the fuck is this? The nigga, he stood up, man. He was about that tiny. But he stood up and looked at me. I ain't never seen a bug that stand up and look at your ass. I said, oh, I'm fucked up now. Excuse me. I'm from the Bronx. I know what big rats look like. I know how to deal with them. But this little nigga, I didn't know what to do with him. I said, God damn. But here's what was heavy about it. We got out in them woods and reality hit us. If we run out of water, it's on us. Right. We run out of food, it's on us. Right. If the lights go out, it's on us. Right. If the cold get us, it's on us. If we can't get the hell up out of here, it's on us. You understand? And I learned something in that. I learned every brother I had was valuable as shit. He was valuable. And I start thinking about cats like Kanye and them and saying to myself, you know, everybody looking at, I see all these old weak ass niggas talking about, oh, they gonna rape him. They gonna take all his money. I see them all, you know, and I say to myself, well, damn, I see niggas ain't got their priorities right, Chaataza. Because how much is it worth to gain your brothers over more money from the white man? If you don't have wisdom, you think that money important. Right. But if you a man of wisdom, when I was in them woods, I knew if Q passed out, I ain't getting out them woods. I make sure Q, you all right? You have something to eat, you got a drink? Nah, nigga, stay in the bed. Don't get up. Where you going, Q? Man, I'm going to the bathroom. How far is it, man? I'm right here. I'm going right here. All right, man. You listen. Let me walk down there with you, nigga. Stay there. I'll be right back. Because then now you know your brothers is valuable. And let me tell you something. I'm not selling myself cheap. I'm gonna get up off it right now, Chaataza. I'm not selling myself cheap. What Kanye West got the opportunity to gain in our brotherhood is worth more than twice what them devils taken away from him from Adidas, man. You understand? And listen, he even said it, Chaataza, General. He even said it. He said, man, I'm surrounded by these vultures. Jay-Z made a song about it. Right. He said, and Kanye said in the interview with Drink Champs, he said, man, I'm so surrounded by these vultures, all these handlers telling me lies, running game. Y'all saw the interview. Now, how much more is that to be surrounded by Commanding General YAHANNA and his men who you know gonna be honest with you, who you know gonna be straight up with you, who got a whole track. Listen, he ain't the first entertainer. Boys, the men, all them came in there. You ain't, did I ever say, well, today white people could get saved now? Hell no. So you got a man that ain't never compromised, that already done held his soldiers to the highest standard. You understand? Their whole integrity down. So now what? How much is we worth? How much you gonna lose $1 billion from what is it? Adidas. Fuck Adidas, man. Right. You gonna lose $1 billion. We're creating goddamn Adidas. You understand? Once again, like we so slave. Last point, Chaataza. We so slaves here that the nations look at us just like they own us. What if we had power over the black community to tell them we ain't buying Adidas no more, we buying the new Ye sneakers, and the whole ghetto start buying the Ye sneakers? They don't imagine us ever having that power among ourselves to do big things to help ourselves. They think they control it. They sitting up there like, oh, nigga, we'll cut you off from Adidas. Nigga, Adidas being sold to us. That's right. How you gonna be a white Jew sitting up in some corporate office telling us that the sneakers you sell to millions of niggas, you gonna cut us off from? Nigga, we'll cut you off from it. Right. We'll close Adidas, goddammit. And which is why our brotherhood is the most important thing we could ever have, man. I was telling the brothers that came and brought me to the crib today, man. Big shout out there, Mafia. Who's all the brothers that came pick me up? Tazaryach was there. Haran, my man, the killer himself. You understand? All the man, them brothers sat down, man. They said, General YAHANNA, man, no bullshit, man, no bullshit. They said, come on with it straight, man. What's the most important thing we need to do in this truth? They said they sitting around our table, we eating wings and waffles, and shit was the shit, man. It felt like back in the day. Y'all don't let me get that no more. Y'all be hiding me, man. I don't get to sit down, break bread, and eat that chicken. I'm in there crunching chicken with crumbs all over the floor. Q, man, with me now and shit. Fucking up his Airbnb and shit. We up in there. We eat chickens and waffles. We fucking it up. They like, man, come on, man. Ain't no bullshit. You been down 40. Come on, come clean. I said, real simple. I said, listen, brotherhood. I said, you tie yourself to the brothers that's in the right spirit, man. You gonna be all right. I say, you see them niggas I be up on the stage with? They the baddest niggas on the planet. Yeah. Them niggas right there, that's my niggas. You know what I mean? I said they done held me down for many years in the darkest days when we didn't have nothing. Right. They was down with us. These cats you seeing them right up in here in this stage right now. And that's what I'm saying. I told them the same thing. That's worth more. When my back was against the wall, hey, there was brotherhood there to help you. Listen, you get stuck in a bar with 3 white boys ready to whoop your ass. Your money don't mean shit. The credit card don't mean shit. Your mouth might not get you out of it. But you know who will? Your brothers. Otherwise, you're going to fall on the floor, get in the fetal position, and hope they too drunk to beat the bullshit out your ass until it's over. You understand? Brotherhood, man. So how valuable are we? Kanye lose $1 billion, but what could he gain if he step all the way out there and study them scriptures and stand with the Most High? And what are we going to gain? We've been promised a crown from our king. We ain't slacking, man. We ain't losers. We ain't on the what? We plan on getting it all. You understand? And ain't nobody else been willing to stand up against that so-called Jew. I'm getting up off it. You know how I do. So slug. No, y'all got to deal with it.
But I mean, but what you saying, General, is so right. Especially because I talk to Captain Zakar almost every day. You know what I'm saying? And we talk about what's going on in Israel. We you know what I'm saying? When I say Israel, of course I mean us. You know what I'm saying? We talk, did you see such and such had a new baby? You going down to Texas, man, you know what I'm saying? Squeeze his head for me. We talk about, we laugh at everything. And then we were talking about the whole Kanye situation, and we came down to it where we said the days are coming where they can't handle talking in the media. No matter how media trained that they are, they're not media trained to do what I've seen you do on ABC, NBC. Every time, you understand, one of them come through to do an interview, even after the whole debacle that happened at Liberty Place, where they turned around and said, you know what I'm saying? But do you hate the white man? You know what I'm saying? God hates the white man. Like they're not that. You understand? But they're not that media trained to a point where they know how to handle those particular things, which is why I go in the scriptures. I see, you understand, kings had to go convene with the prophets. They had to go talk to them, you understand, in order to know what to do inside those instances and those situations. And it's the same thing now, where don't call Farrakhan, you understand? Don't be like Michael Jackson. Michael Jackson got in trouble, called Farrakhan. Farrakhan is Scientology now. You call Commanding General YAHANNA, and if he don't deal with it, he gonna tell you what to deal with it so that you represent properly. And then above everything, man, damn, giving them the money, put the money in here, pay your tithes. You understand? And I'll tell you something. I bet you'll find a company that'll work with you after that. Because I know that when your ways please the Lord, even your enemies shall be at peace with you. Because me with nothing, if I could tell one person a story, you know what I'm saying? Like I did electric, you understand? And my foreman was a Jewish man, you understand? And now I'm working so like in the switch gear, which is like biggest room you could work in. You know what I'm saying? You like on the all-star team then. Dude comes down and he's like, hey, can you work overtime? I'm like, yeah, no problem. He's like, what about Saturday? I look him in the face. Now, this is a so-called Jew. I said, it's the Shabbat. Yeah. And now he turns around and he goes, and now mind you, this is during COVID. So I got a mask with a shield right on my face with I.S.U.P.K on it and all that. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to YAHANNA. I bought it from there. You know what I'm saying? Like with the whole with this on my face. You know what I'm saying? And then he goes, oh yeah. You know, I seen you out there. So when you go on the board, like when they got the board of what everybody's working on, it had my slave name, like my initial, but next to it said 125. You know, 125th Street. You know what I'm saying? Because that's where they saw me. And when the first time when they saw me, I came in, I looked at him and I said, now you know me. And you know what? They didn't fire me. He didn't move me. In fact, it was after that they moved me to the switch gear, because I'm going to tell you something. They'll respect an enemy. They won't respect the slave. You know what I'm saying? And it's like in trying to get their love, we lose their respect. And I'll tell you what, no matter what I did, no matter how hard I went, every time I stood for the Most High, nothing happened. You understand? And the reason being was because the Lord was with me, that even my enemies had to turn around and be like, this is a free man. You know what I'm saying? And even if they didn't disagree, they said, well, I can't treat him like a hoe. You know what I'm saying? So as a result, he had to treat me like a man. You know what I'm saying? And that's what happens when you serve the Lord. You know what I'm saying? And once again, I didn't make $1 million that year. I didn't make $2 million. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? Please.
If I could, real quick, brothers in the truth, I put a lot on the line, man. They got a lot more to lose than Kanye West. You know what I mean? They got way more to lose than him, and they put it on the line straight up. He said something in that interview. I watched that interview. I watched it closely. See, what is this going on? Is this another hustle or what? And he said in that interview, he said he gave $157 million to J.P. Morgan, and they shit it all over him. He said, I can imagine what they doing to y'all brothers, how they treating y'all. So you understand, like, that's where he should be focused at. Two quick things on what Chaataza said, if I could, before I pass it. Number one, Colin Kaepernick, he laid a knee down for brothers getting murdered, and in the end result, Nike had to come see him and gave him a whole nother contract. Fuck Adidas, man. He gave him a whole nother contract. You understand? So you telling me Kanye West can't land he could take doo-doo sneaker company and make it $1 billion company because he got the fame, he got the name. The other thing too, man, they such hypocrites when it comes to this whole topic. First of all, every day they on the news demonizing Russia. Russia's wrong. Russia's wrong for killing the Ukrainian. Russia's wrong. So wait a minute. It's okay if a single nation targets you and your people and bombs and kills your people. It's okay for you to say that nation is wrong. They don't say that's racist. They ain't saying you racist if you blame Russians. You should just blame Europe. They ain't saying that. They saying it's all right to blame Russia. Why? Because Russia's the one doing it. Well, guess what? The so-called Jew been doing it to us in the music industry for the last 100 years. It should be all right for us to say the so-called Jew is the reason we going through what we going through, man. That ain't no racist statement. There ain't nothing racist about it. You identifying the criminal involved in the crime that was committed against you, man. And that's what Kanye West understood. He's sitting there looking at the situation. He losing his kids. They messing with his money. He realized that all this is connected to the same so-called Jew. So that's why he said I'm going DEFCON 3 on him. Why? Because he know they the ones causing this. How is that racist? I don't understand that. How is that racist? That's like two black guys rob you and the cops come say, give me a description. And they say, well, don't say they black because you're going to be, that's racist. They was black that robbed you. You got to say it was two niggas that stole my shit. Excuse my friend. You ain't a racist because you say that. That's who did the crime. And the so-called Jew-Ak is the one doing the crime in the music industry, and ain't nothing wrong. And everybody know it. That's why they're scurrying right now. And further proof is everything they shutting off. Please, man. Listen, I love what we do in this U.P.K, man. And I love the fact that we stand up, man, and put this thing down on the corner straight up. And everywhere in the airwaves, and we don't compromise, man, because it's like you can't say nothing about them. You can never charge them for the crimes that they commit. But they can charge and demonize and defame you and belittle you and make you this and that. Like they making the music that makes us get high. They making the music that makes us kill each other. And you can't even say nothing. You can't even mention it when they the ones that doing it. You can't even call the criminal out for being a criminal. If you are, you're a racist. You are anti-Semite. Wouldn't nobody say the Jews is doing it if they wasn't. If the Jews were selling oranges and tomatoes, nobody would be like, them Jews is the reason, man, that the music industry is so evil. Why would somebody even say that when you selling tomatoes and oranges? It's because you ain't selling tomatoes and oranges. You selling records that get young boys to drink syrup and young girls to be whores, that break up black and Latino family. That's what goes on with you. And because of it, Salakia, and because of that nonsense, you turn around and sit up there and act innocent. You doing this, but playing innocent. If you could, Chaataza, in a second, right? Yes, if you could, can you play that tape? Y'all know that tape where that it's recently was on the news. I don't know when it came out. It's when that Edomite was on Shaw. I think you sent it to me, General.
I think it's you don't have it. The Leor Cohen.
The one he did with the breakfast.
I beg you.
What part of the interview?
Muhammad, I beg you to play this. Y'all got a screen up in here?
Behind you.
I beg you to play this tape for everybody to see and for the people on the airwaves. We need this tape right here that he's getting ready to play. This tape here need to be studied in every black university in America right here. You understand? And big shout out to Charlemagne. He ain't one of my biggest fans, but big shout out to him for having the heart to at least question this devil, because they tiptoed on it. They walked in slowly on him with it. They didn't want to hit him straight on.
This is before.
Come on.
This is before the Kanye. This has happened like last year.
Yeah, this ain't even got nothing to do with the Kanye West thing. But he was showing you the heart of a real devil, a real so-called Jew devil. You about to see the heart of him and what he's willing to do to get paid. They don't never care about us. Christians is lost. They don't care about what happens to us. So we better care about what happens to us, and we better stop caring about what they think of us. Salakia, if you could, I beg you to play that.
Because he's pulling it up right now, and while he's finding that, and that's why with Nick Cannon, sir, what killed me the most was not even so much as the apology, right? But it was when he sat down with the rabbi and the rabbi made him go over the oppression that he went through, whereas you financed the slave ships. Like you are the pinnacle of all the pain that we've gone through, and yet I have to somehow, and General, you weren't here earlier. I was talking about how I went to Catholic school. And listen, they brought a Holocaust survivor in after we read the book about what they went through, and they don't believe in Jesus. You understand? But in the Catholic Church, Jesus is God. They find a way to always make us focus on their pain, but God forbid we can consider ours.
Yes. One more last time. So lock. Listen, would you say that when that thing happened, when that thing happened with Kanye West, I'm gonna tell you just how I felt in my soul. In my soul, you know what I felt like? When that Edomite was making Kanye West understand the so-called Jews' Holocaust, I'm gonna tell you what transmitted through me. I'm gonna pass this general mind. I felt like a 6-year-old boy sitting in a room with his father, and his father was sitting in that room with his slave master, and this slave master was making my father about how he should be a good and willing, dirty, stinking slave. And my father sat up there in front of me and said, yes, I am a dirty, stinking slave. Yes, master, you are the one that suffered. And he did it in front of me. And he destroyed both himself and me. That's how I felt when that brother said that. It felt like my father, you know, I know he's, of course, not our father. He's just a brother. But to do that on the open stage, to humiliate our identity, where he touted that he believed it, supposed to be teaching us to believe it, and to humiliate us right there in front of the slave master and let the slave master check him like he was filthy, brother, was the most shameful thing you could ever do to brothers, man. Was shameful as I can't. So I just want to say that on top of what Chaataza brought out, man.
It's like we're not gonna be able to show it on the screen.
This one will reach further.
Oh man, can you put it on that screen?
It is. I can share.
Can you face it for the brothers and sisters? Anybody not seen that tape? Raise your hand.
I haven't, sir.
I go to share it.
You got to see this tape, Bob. This one here, man. Put it on loud on them speakers, baby.
Yes, sir.
So lock it. Right? Is it monstrous or what, General? It is a horrific insight to these people, man.
If you play it off the computer, it'll come through the speaker. We won't get the visual, but we'll get the audio.
Everyone else can watch it online.
Oh, okay.
They'll see it on.
Share it online, please, because before you even play it, there's so much. Let me let you play it. It's so evil. It's such an evil thing that I pray that people can absorb this thing. You know what I'm saying? I'm sorry.
No, please, sir.
That people can absorb exactly what this is. Let the man handle it. Go ahead. I'm sorry. Let me slow it down. Bro.
I said it was the Black Watch takeover, so give it a head.
Y'all be letting the old man come in and run it down. I appreciate it. You know what I'm saying? You know, man,
Please.
like, good night. Go ahead, Doc.
Damn it. I don't know what's this opioid thing, man. Is
Well, being a
So with that
crackhead
said,
wasn't
would
cool
you-
back then. Being a
What?
crackhead wasn't cool. Now they seem like they're making it cool to be drinking lean and syrup and
it's the
to be on
most
these
dangerous.
pills.
It's the
Perks
most
and Mollies
dangerous
and-
thing that's facing our society.
Are you?
So why sign an artist that would promote that?
Because I already answered that question. You weren't paying attention. She asked me talent or issues, and I said talent. But I have to. I can't give up on people.
Don't you think that's hypocritical though? You're saying the
It's
opioid problem's a problem.
opportunistic.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got people to feed. I got a business to run.
You're gonna make Dame Dash take this clip and call you a culture vulture.
Who's Dame Dash? You brought him up. I don't even know him. So you bring his name up.
Wind it.
Yeah, rewind it a few seconds. You see Command YAHANNA once he's done, right? So exactly, he should be starting when DJ Envy is talking. Let me see.
Our society.
Are you?
So why sign an artist that would promote that?
Bear with us at home, you know what I'm saying? While the brother finally
Well, being a
So with that
crackhead
said,
wasn't
would
cool
you-
back then. Being a
What?
crackhead wasn't cool. Now they seem like they're making it cool.
You know, I think the opiate problem, the syrup
You gotta
problem
turn it up loud.
is.
You gotta get the impact of that thing, man. You got more speaking power on that. Turn that thing all up loud, man, so we can hear the neighbors can hear that shit.
One of the biggest artists you ever had had a real bad drug problem, DMX.
So sad. DMX.
The other
there's
brother
two.
opens it up. The brother says, "Let me ask you a question." Yeah, the DJ, what's his name? Envy. He opens up to the part if you can catch it. Like this was so right.
You're very close to it, Ashar, right there.
Earl loved
Right after
being
this.
silent
Let me ask you a question. Can
with the
you got
fishing
a
pole. I shit
0.5
you
wide?
not. He just would stay on that dock hours and hours and hours.
Yeah, go ahead.
and
Let me
hours.
scratch it
a
out.
couple of seconds.
Stick with Muhammad on it. He's gonna get you right there.
Right here. Just keep playing.
Yeah, very, very sad. You know, I think the opioid problem, the syrup problem, is the biggest problem that I've ever seen and I've ever faced.
Pause that for a second. That's what you need. Right? Pause that right there. Did y'all hear what he said? He says the biggest. Go back, Salakia. Listen and listen. Listen for the pause before he says society. Listen to the pause. Play it again.
I think the opioid problem, the syrup problem, is the biggest problem that I've ever seen and I've ever faced.
Go ahead.
And been a part of, and I can't fuck with it. You know, the crack thing was devastating, but at least the rappers
That's not it.
were bringing a spotlight
He's coming to it.
to you becoming a fiend. Okay, and I thought that spotlight, head crack, help.
You niggas, man, y'all suffering.
Even
I
though
so
it was
understand how you're suffering. Go ahead,
harsh and really really
No,
rough,
just turn it away.
particularly on women. But I think it helped change the course of the crack epidemic.
Too much.
I don't know what's this opioid thing, man.
But being a
So with that
crackhead
said,
wasn't
would
cool
you-
back then. Being a
What?
crackhead wasn't cool. Now it seems like they're making it cool to be drinking lean and syrup and
It's the
to be
most
on the
dangerous.
pill.
It's the
Perks
most
and Mollies
dangerous
and-
thing that's facing
Look at the pause. Look at the pause.
our society.
Are you
And
being-
So why sign an artist
He
that
wanted to say you niggas, but then he paused, he get his words right. Society, but he really mean you. Go ahead. Oh, this mic? Is this what I'm messing you up with? Put it down.
promote that?
Can we just shut it off? What?
Because I already answered that question.
I killed it.
You weren't paying attention. She asked me talent or issues, and I said talent. But our society.
Are you
So,
being-
so why sign an artist that would promote that?
Please.
Because I already answered that question. You weren't paying attention. She asked me talent.
They seem like they're making it cool to be drinking lean and syrup and
It's
to
the
be on
most
the pill.
dangerous. It's the
Perks
most
and Mollies
dangerous
and-
thing that's facing our. I don't know what's this opioid thing, man. Is
But being a
So with that
crackhead
said,
wasn't
would
cool
you-
back then. Being a
What?
crackhead wasn't cool. Now they seem like they're making it cool to be drinking lean and syrup and
it's
to
the
be on
most
the pill.
dangerous. It's the
Perks
most
and Mollies
dangerous.
and-
He said they're making it lean. They're making it cool to drink it, right? So he's posing him the question. Go ahead.
Thing that's facing our society.
Are you
So,
being-
so why sign an artist that would promote that?
Why sign an artist that will promote that? And this is the leaders of the music industry. That's right. Go ahead.
Because I already answered that question.
Everybody.
I already answered that. Why are you asking again? The microphone cut. Slot.
Go for you.
Oh, slot. Go ahead. No, I'm gonna leave it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Ready? Go.
Question. You weren't paying attention. She asked me
He got angry.
talent or issues.
You
And
right.
I
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
said talent, but I have to. I can't give up on people.
says that, but then
You don't think that's hypocritical though?
Isn't that hypocritical?
Right. Go on. You going.
Pause.
You're saying
Big time pause.
the
It's
opioid problem's a problem.
opportunistic.
stuck.
You had to think about it.
Go ahead. No, go ahead.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got people to feed.
Oh, no. Hey, what?
That's the drug dealer.
Let him kill you.
That's everybody's excuse.
People to feed. And yours.
Now, get me right. Didn't he just buy Def Jam Records?
That's right. I could.
And he got people to feed?
This is there is nobody bigger in the music business than this.
You gotta be kidding.
That's right. He's behind Jay-Z.
What's his name?
Leor Cohen.
Leor Cohen, yes.
I mean, everyone you've ever heard of in the 90s up until today worked for him.
Right. You can't
every just pick one. DMX, Jay-Z, Ja Rule, Murder Inc. Pick one.
All of these companies
all of the
come
drug
under
dealer
this
rappers,
bastard right here.
Like all of the drug dealer, drug dealer music, that is from him. He is the biggest one by far. Everyone you've heard of in the 90s when rap was sell drug gangster rap. Exactly. This cat is virtually the inventor of it. That's right. This guy right here.
Let me tell you something, man. Don't never ever stop me ever from saying the white man is the goddamn devil. The Bible speaks. Like, I mean, this bastard here. Okay, play it through right one more time, y'all. If y'all don't mind. I listen. I was listening to it on rotation. It was like I was trying to go to sleep with it. I was listening to it.
So
play it again.
Play it again. Before the part you just said.
If you could.
Earlier, right 5 seconds before, he's saying that in the 90s it was better because they being a crackhead was like discouraged.
Right.
Because back then they encouraged being a drug dealer. And he said it was a good thing.
That they encouraged being a drug dealer.
That they discouraged being a crackhead.
And encouraged being a drug dealer.
When of course their damage that happened to us from being drug dealers made you lose your father and lose your family. But he's saying it was a good thing because it discouraged crackheads. That's when DJ Envy said, but wait a minute. Back then it was discouraging to be a crackhead, but now everyone is being a drug addict. Everyone is getting high now in rap, and that's the part that you want to start from.
And again, can you be mad at Jay-Z for pointing out he's the problem in the whole black music industry.
That's right.
That bastard right there is the problem in the entire black music industry. And came out and said he's doing this because he got to feed people. He got mouths to feed. You understand? Like, that's Satan. And that's why, listen, if you learn this truth and you don't never get a record contract, thank the Lord. Because I could, like, you might sit down in the office with him and two wings might come out and horns pop out the top of his goddamn head. Because God knows what the hell he's dealing with. You understand? And you're not going to tell me he's not by himself. Like, this bastard ain't controlling all these black artists and companies and all these billions of dollars. He got a whole so-called Jew army behind him. He got other companies, spies, killers, murderers, people that probably turn women on, make them whores, string them out, turn them out. He probably doing all kind of stuff that you don't know about. You just see him. You don't see the whole gangster operation that they running behind the scenes, because this much we know. Brothers would have came up against it a long time ago. Right. But don't nobody mess with this cat right here. They were tiptoeing around questioning him on it. That's why, man, without this truth, man, you can miss me on all that other bullshit. That's right, man. Because it don't fix nothing. It's nice, it sound good, but it don't fix nothing. This right here this will fix something. That's why Kanye got some backlash. That's right. This will change stuff right here. It's a lot. Right. I'm out of the general. Go ahead and put in the ball.
Go ahead and play it, please.
I got the mic if you want it. Oh, you got that?
If I may, just to bring up, them UPK soldiers that do that hip hop. Akai said something heavy in one of his songs, General. He said, I still remember when General YAHANNA told me a long time ago to not fear the mafia or these Edomite killers, but fear the Most High, man, kill the body and soul. He quoted you on something he said that changed his life. You know what I'm saying? He said, Captain Akai said in one of his songs, I still remember what General YAHANNA told me in this flesh. Don't fear these killers out here amongst our enemies, but fear the Most High. You know what I'm saying? And that's what keeps him going. And that's what the same thing is, man. Like in One West I.S.U.P.K under Commander General YAHANNA, we taught, we don't feel, like he said, these brothers that rapping here, they better than anybody out in the world, man, on the radio. But of course, they not shine because they don't fear Amalek or these hit squads out here amongst Amalek or Esau. they fear the Most High. You understand? So they don't gel with these producers. You know what I'm saying? Like your Jay-Z's or whoever else. You know what I'm saying? Up under
They
there.
ain't gonna kiss their ass.
Exactly. Come.
They ain't gonna bow down to them. You know what I mean? And I'm gonna tell y'all the truth. I ain't supposed to tell you this, but confession good for the soul. I ain't even tell the rappers in here. Y'all don't know. I was trying to buy out a full amphitheater for Passover this year. I just got found out they shut us down. I was getting ready to approach y'all, all y'all. I was getting ready to do a full-size statewide rap concert. I was bringing everybody in from West Coast, East Coast, all our Hebrew Israelite rappers. I was getting ready to showcase in a full-fledged arena, man. But the arena got hold on who we was. You know, Zakar, he goes in. The arena got hold on who we was and pulled the plug and said, nah, that's why I've been holding off where we gonna have the Passover all this time. Because I've been trying to lock down that theater. I was gonna do it big. I was like, man, damn the Edomites. We're doing it ourselves. You can't make black people not like what certain music. If brothers make good music and they like it and they sell records, damn the white, that's the end of him. He shut the hell down. But it ain't happened, but it's gonna happen. We're gonna get our big dog. I'm working behind the scenes for you, Taiwan. I'm gonna be the Cohen. I'm gonna have him in full flak jacket. We're gonna be up in there like, yeah, where the money at, man? You pay our artists. You understand? Like, why we gotta kiss their ass after 400 years? Salaki, I'm gonna shut the hell up.
Let me say one good thing. And just for you fake Israelites, Christians, and Muslims out there, we'll still whoop your ass in a rap battle. Anytime you want to rap, you purple faggots want to rap, the purple, the fake Israelites, the Christians, and the Muslims, we'll whoop all of you in a rap battle whenever you're ready. Now, Taiwan, tell him that. Taiwan, right here in the room.
Right.
You heard what he said. Anytime you want. Go put some money on it. Salaki. Maybe, maybe some money on it. That's right. A couple of hours on that thing. God is out. You right here. Yeah, come on. Maybe you want to put your money where your mouth is. And maybe we just have a rap battle and, and see who wins.
Right.
Salaki, I apologize. Keep going. Taiwan tried to tell y'all a long time ago. He rapped for about 2 hours and then said, fuck it. I could do this shit forever. Purple wearing package. The song had to go off. He was still rapping. The song went off.
How we going to let the so-called Jew control our God-given talent? There ain't nobody on earth that created rap, but the tribe of Benjamin. No, Judas a lot. No, I'm just messing. I'm messing with Muhammad. No, but except for the tribe of Judah, like except for these 12 tribes, nobody created that. We created the jazz. We created the R&B, and these bastards been stealing and robbing and eating off it ever since. How you gonna own our intellectual property? How you gonna own our culture and identity and the spirit of what we lay down? And you gonna decide now, I'm gonna do it so that I destroy black people. Knowing you signing contracts that's gonna push all the evil things on us. Meanwhile, your little white kids ain't listening to none of it. But you gonna push it all on us. Man, listen, stand with the truth, Most High, huh? You'll take that too, man. Remember when Paul, coming to you right now. Remember when Paul went into Ephesians. It was called Ephesians at that time. When Paul went into that city and he was teaching, remember the men of the city came together and they got mad. They say, yo, there's a cat named Paul over there, man, teaching us not to worship Diana. He gonna make us lose a whole lot of money, man. We got to stop him, man. And it caused a riot in the city. Because all the evil things that we get into, the heathens love it to make money off of it. You let black people start listening to real positive rap again. And for sure, our rappers in here is just as hardcore as they come, and they ain't teaching no negative. Let that hit the streets and start changing brothers' hearts. And before you know it, you'll see these Edomites losing their damn mind, man. Which is what you got to do if you ever want to come up out this ground. You ever want to come out this ground and be a people, you got to do that, man. It ain't no question about it, man. So, like, I think
you might if I play something, sir. So just based off what you said, right? I got a clip right here, right? This is from a documentary that never came out, and it was on Big L from Harlem, and it was the Street Struck documentary. And he gives a little bit of insight to what you're saying, to what these record execs do. And if I'm not mistaken, I think it was Cohen that he was in the meeting with. Could you press play?
Sorry about that.
So this is the song.
Going out for mine. I made every little kid from my hood run. I was just like that.
We went up to Sony, right? We played this shit for the dude that was in charge, right? I don't know if he was some satanic worshiping motherfucker. He was probably like, yeah, this is the shit right here. We gonna put this one out first.
If you know that record, right? The whole thing is about him comparing himself to like the devil's son. Like he woke up, he said I was the devil. You know what I'm saying? He took the sample. When I was 12, I went to hell for snuffing Jesus and waving automatic guns at nuns. And he said that they went in and played this for the executives at Sony. And he was like, out of all the records they played, he's like, the devil was like, yeah, this is we playing this one out first. Out of all of them, because they'll go and they'll find the worst of what we got in order to put it on the forefront.
And what if I could? That they got us projecting what's in their heart.
Right.
They want to be the devil, but they gotta hide and pretend to be innocent. So they making us put out what really they want to put out. So like, it's a man of music, right?
Matter of fact, come on up here, man.
A man of music.
All the way. We need you on camera. Give him a hand.
If I could, what y'all saying is funny because I look at this like a circus, and a circus is not entertaining unless you could put your hand in a lion's mouth and the lion don't bite you. So now once the lion starts to attack and kill all of the circus members, now the circus is not entertaining no more. And that's exactly how I see this. They don't want the lions to start actually attacking and getting their point across and stopping it. And that's what Kanye did, and that's what he wants. He wants the circus to stay right. He's biting the hand that feed him. He's trying to stop the hand from getting bitten. You understand? So that's all I want to say.
Like Kanye shut down the circus. Kanye messed up the whole circus, man. They had to close. They got to close if Kanye keep on. So they got to get rid of him, man, so that the people could still come and be entertained by these lions that don't bite. You understand?
And please, sir. Only I was gonna say is, and like when I talk to Captain Zakar, when it comes up like this, it's like these brothers like Nick Cannon and like Kanye, they're runaway slaves. You understand? Like and they trying to run away, but then they get caught. And when they get caught, they get hurt and they want to stop fighting. You know what I'm saying? Instead of just, you know what I'm saying? Like if you want that level of freedom, like you said, you have to weigh the cost before you go to war. And that's the only way to do it. But Salaki, sir.
Give him a hand. It's just this one aspect that I always love whenever a situation like this comes up, because it reveals something about people that people always lie about. Growing up in the UPK, this is one thing that people always lie about. People look at us and go, we're so radical, right? And really, they like Malcolm X. They like Martin Luther King. They like Tucson Overture. They like other civil rights heroes, like different congressmen, and you've heard about them before, you know, different congressmen. And here's what stories like this reveal. You only like them today,
right?
But you would have never supported them in the 60s,
right?
Ever, right. Because Martin Luther King went to jail,
right?
And he was a felon. He got arrested, and he was hated until white people co-opted him. And took him and turned him into something to promote white ideas and white beliefs. And Malcolm X was hated. And he went to jail and he was persecuted until he was taken and co-opted by society. And everybody that you look to now, like, if I was around back then, I would have supported them. Black History Month people. People on stamps and on dollar bills. You would have never supported Harriet Tubman. You would have never supported Malcolm X. You would have never supported Martin Luther King when he was getting arrested. That's right. You wouldn't have supported him then because you're a coward. Right. And today proves it. All of the people that you love from Black history, you hate us, of course. That's right. But those people from Black history, you only love the memory of them. You love the story about them because now white people own Muhammad Ali. They love Muhammad Ali, Commander General YAHANNA. Oh, they love him so much now, don't they? Muhammad Ali. You would have never loved Muhammad Ali when he was poor, getting canceled and getting fired, and everyone hated him because he was against the war effort. That's right. Back then, you would have hated him. But you love the idea of him after the white man has taken his image and his story and uses it for themselves. You're just a coward, and you hate us for the same reason you would have hated Muhammad Ali or Malcolm X or Martin Luther King when he was getting locked up. You hate anyone who steps up and stands up to your oppressor, and you only love the people that your oppressor hands you to love.
If I could, sir, get my hand in the hand, and if I could just, you know what I'm saying, piggyback to one point, and if they were around and you wanted to be a part of that, you would have had to obey them. Right. You would have had to listen to them. You understand? And that's why, here's the problem. Y'all don't want to obey Commander General YAHANNA. That's what it boils down to. You don't want to have to submit, and that's why it's easy to follow Malcolm X now, because you don't have to suffer with him. You don't have to hurt with him. You understand? Like you don't have to turn around and then turn to your woman and say, hey, babe, I can't make it to your graduation. I got to go with Malcolm to the rally. You get what I'm saying? But you know what? But I got to turn around to my woman, my son, and say, Commander General YAHANNA needs me in Houston right now. You understand? Like Commander General YAHANNA needs me here, needs me there, because here's the thing to what it comes down to. Y'all like the idea of revolution. You like the concept and the thought of freedom, but you don't like the pain and the sacrifice that it takes in order to achieve it. That's really what it boils down to. And everybody loves the Most High in Christ. Everybody loves Yahweh till it hurts. Everybody loves the truth until you actually have to feel some pain and hurt and suffering, because you think you wake up and now you think all your problems are over. No, your problems aren't over. Your problems might get worse, but the difference is you actually either have the resources or the strength to be able to beat them and fight reality instead of getting high. You understand? Instead of being an alcoholic, and instead of chasing, you understand, whatever lust you need for the escapism to get to where you're at. And that's what it really boils down to.
That's it. You got any more history on that, son? Oh, Martin Luther King was known as, look this up, an outside agitator. That's right. Before the March on Washington, by the time the March on Washington came, he was controlled by the white labor unions, and they had him and they owned him. Before that, when he would go into cities and try to change the civil rights, he would get arrested, get beat up. And black people in those towns said, he's an outside agitator. And white people would say, he's trying to rile up our Negroes. He's riling up our Negroes. And black people avoided him because he was a troublemaker, because he was an outside agitator. And they didn't want to follow him at all until the March on Washington. That's when he was anointed by white people to lead black people.
That's right. And them rallies wasn't that big until Washington, like you said. Until the labor unions got in, the marches he was having was very small. But then when the labor union got in, then it blew up. And because, of course, then they had the full agenda from the White House to integrate us into them and steal everything we had. Right. And it's exactly what they did. So
no, Kata one kind. And once again, it's why brothers hate it. But it's why we give so much love and reverence, not only to the men, you understand, that came before us, but to every brother in here, because we know what it's like, you understand, to sacrifice everything, to learn another language, to learn 2 alphabets of another language, just to have the privilege to go and speak on a stage, you know what I'm saying, on the podium. You understand, to travel to all these different, to take a check-in from General Muhammad. You get what I'm saying? Salakia. You know what I mean? But it's love. You know what I'm saying? And it's like we all, especially brothers who, you know what I'm saying, graduated Hebrew Academy, that you got your cover. It's like the day that the day y'all in it, you start looking at everybody who came before you and got one differently. Like, damn, this is what you went through to get it, because it's like we all share pain. You know what I'm saying? And not only do we share pain, but we share glorious events like this where we all come together. And I'm gonna tell everybody in this room the same thing General Muhammad said to us after I believe it was DC. You know what I'm saying? It was right after we went out there to the Million Man March. And we went back to the DC school. We had some chicken and rice that night that was out of this world. I don't know where that chicken came from, but that joint was insane. You know what I mean? It was Peruvian. Yeah, it was Peruvian. That was some Peruvian. That chicken was raised with both his parents. That chicken was amazing. You know what I'm saying? And like Commander General Han must have blessed that chicken. I don't know what you did with that chicken. That chicken was off the chain. So we so we eating this chicken and we bumping music. I think the Locks was playing, and then General Muhammad turned around. He said, y'all see everything that's going on? Because we're going to have a glorious weekend. We're going to the Alamo tomorrow. We got TSXU Saturday. You know what I'm saying? We got the Cookout on Sunday. Like you know, tonight's day one. You know what I'm saying? We just getting warmed up. But he said, you got to remember the nights like this when Satan actually comes, when the pain actually comes. You know what I'm saying? And don't let the bad of everything outshadow the good and make you fall weak. You understand? Because here's the thing, right? You're going to suffer in or out the truth. But the difference is, in the world, you don't have nobody you can really call. And you don't have nobody you can call with the actual wisdom to help you beat your demons and your situation. But the difference is, you understand, is that we just require you to fight. You understand? And if you do, you'll overcome it. You understand?
And listen, and Paul said this: thou hast not resisted unto blood. Ain't nobody working that hard. Ain't nobody you ain't got to kill nobody. You know what I'm saying? Ain't nobody got to go. We ain't going to real war. You know what I mean? You know, so Christ put it best when he said, my burden is light. Like, it's, just turning to the Most High is really all he required. He gonna fight the battle himself. You know what I mean? So what Chaataza is saying is so right. Like, come on, man. The world better recognize, man. It's gonna happen. Whether they want it or not, it's going to happen. Like what you saw happen with Kanye West was the Lord making him say it. The Lord backed him in that corner and made him come out with it and put it back on the news. And every time they try to suppress it, it's coming back again. It's going to come back so many times that black people, Latino people, Native Indian people are going to say, well, wait a minute. It's got to be something to this. And we got to go look at this. And brother, because the Lord is gathering us together because it's the time of the end. It's going to happen. You know what I mean? Welcome to the end. We said this at the beginning of the pandemic. Right. Welcome to the end of the world. Right. And it's ongoing. You know, it's a lot.
Well, we actually 30 minutes over the time. We at the end of the show. But we could do. But we could run as long as you want, sir. Yeah, well, listen. Well, if that's the case, you know what I'm saying. Once again, I just want to commend, you know what I'm saying, Captain Tazaryach, his entire crew. You know what I'm saying. Like this weekend, you understand, is being ran and operated by Captain Tazaryach, sponsored by, you understand, the good people at the I.S.U.P.K under Commander General YAHANNA. And you know what I'm saying. I just want to you know what I'm saying, say the water to all the generals. You know what I'm saying, in the house for. Make sure you patronize. You understand, the sister. I already. Oh, please. If I could, y'all.
Yeah, that was so impressive. Big shout out to Sister Kanayana. Slocky says, I didn't mean to mess up your name. Where's she at? She out? I think she at there. Man, that's amazing. Oh, really, sis? That's what's up. Because I remember they were talking about it last year. They was on the grill and talking about it. And they actually put that thing together, man, and came up with something real. And that's a beautiful thing to be able to do, man. You know what I mean? Independence is beautiful. Oh, yeah. For those of you that may not know, the sister brought her food truck up here, which looks magnificent, bright red, hooked up. And they in there turning out food. And let me tell you something. I myself told, there she go. Shalom, sis. There she go. Y'all smart about send me outside. Yeah, we wanted to commend you. Yeah, you come on up. Yeah, we wanted to commend you for real quick, Chaataza. We would just want to bring out and commend you for that great job you did with putting this whole business together. With this, can they see it? Okay, for putting this business together, we want to congratulate you on that thing, and we're gonna shop on your truck, man. Something real. Like, that's a beautiful thing, man. That you were able to accomplish with setting up that business like that. That ain't easy to do, especially during these tough times. You know what I mean? I want you to know we got our support, man. We're gonna run your food up out of there tonight. I'll tell you that right now. You know what I mean? We about to get it in, you know what I mean? So congratulations again, sis. And listen, congratulations to all y'all sisters doing this food all across the country. Because once again, we was eating McDonald's burgers and not them Big Macs either. We was eating, you know, that little flat one, that little flat one. the dollar burgers. You understand? You know what I mean? They told me, they said, General, man, you gotta get in the gym, man. I said, y'all